Alright, Epic Adventures call an epic call to arms for heroes. In celebration of the 50 years of D&D, the new Vecna Eve of Ruin adventure has come out, where you go up against the Arch Lich God himself, Vecna. And this one is epic in scope. Now, this adventure is designed for characters to start out at level 10 and take you all the way up to level 20. So you have like several different options, and they do explain in this book how to get people up to you can up to level 10. You can start them off as at level 10, and it gives you several different options on how your characters got to level 10. Or I've mentioned in other videos, leading up to this, is you can in a sense you could run the Curse of Strahd, because that adventure book gets you from levels 1 to level 10. You could in a sense run like a precursor campaign to kind of set up the background for this yourself as DM. So whatever way you feel best, of course you could also run other adventures as well. They suggest that you don't go above level 11 to start this and everything. So you don't have much leeway with get running other adventures. So if you want to check the other videos out of the books that I have, adventure books I have done, there are others that many others I've done, and most of them take you up to anywhere from levels 1 to 10, with Curse of Strahd, or up to maybe 11, 12, or even 13, 14, and up to 16 in some cases. So you with being no higher than level 11, you kind of limited in pre-made adventure books to run before this and everything. So you could kind of get creative in a sense. It all depends on you. So we have to kind of do a roll call of a who's who in this adventure and everything. So pretty much we kick the adventure off in the Forgotten Realms in Neverwinter City on the Sword Coast, and so we are pretty much introduced to Lord Neverember at the time. So he's pretty much the guy that gets things started and everything. So now the three main people that you'll be dealing with are the legendary wizards that run pretty much the gamut of the multiverse. You come across Mordecanian, who's from Greyhawk, illustrious Silverhand from uh, the Forgotten Realms herself, and of course Tasha, who's also from Orth as well in Greyhawk sense. So those are the three main people that you'll be dealing with. Now you got an all-star cast of villains that you go up against and everything. So now I'll get this out of the way first. So having said that, you could run the Curse of Strahd as a precursor to this. Strahd himself appears in this, so it's kind of do you kind of have do the Curse of Strahd adventure first, so you have background, in a sense, a backstory with Strahd himself when you do come across him and everything, or do you kind of just throw him on the characters as a surprise or whatever? So it all depends on you as the DM. Of course, you got obviously Vecna, the Archlich himself, and he's the main villain of this. And you do come across his lieutenant Kaz, the vampire. So he's another big player in this campaign as well. You come across Tiamat, the pretty much the evil dragon goddess. You also with pretty much running the gamut of the multiverse and several different of the campaign settings. You do come across Lord Soth, and also there's a character called Miska the Wolf Spider, who is working. You find out is working with Kaz and everything. So. And you come across another Lich too, Acer Eric the Lich is another villain. So those are your villains that you're going to be coming across as you travel the multiverse and everything. And of course, it's just not limited to them. Those are pretty much the big names for this campaign and everything. So the locales, you're running the gamut of the locales for the whole multiverse. Like I said, you start in the Forgotten Realms. You travel to what's called the Sanctum, which will be your home base and everything. So think of in Marvel, the Sorcerer Supreme's Sanctum Sanctorum, his home base. It's kind of like that same concept. So it's in a sense in the middle of all these different multiverse places, and so lets you come here and then go over here, go over there, and then as you traverse the multiverse. So you do go across a Spelljammer, so you travel there, and then of course we also travel to Kryn because Lord Soth is in here, and of course we go to the Greyhawk campaign with Oerth. We also do visit at the Eberron campaign set in 2, and then we also take a trip to Avernus, so we get to take a trip to Hell itself as well. So if you remember the video I did with the Baldur's Gate descent into Avernus, we get to we could in a sense revisit that as well. So we were pretty much all over the place with the multiverse. So it's, as you can tell, it's a pretty epic in its scope. And of course, one of the villains I did forgot to mention is the Spider Queen goddess Lolth herself appears in this too. So we got like I said, an all-star cast of villains in this. And so the whole concept of going across the multiverse is that you're trying to, in a sense, get this legendary artifact called the Rod of Seven Parts. And so that was a rod that was it's a major artifact that was created way back when to kind of save reality. That it was created to, in a sense, save reality from the elementals or whatever. So when you look through this book, you can probably correct me and run through this adventure. You can correct me if I'm wrong and everything. But it was created and then it was broken apart into 7 parts and everything, and so it's been scattered across the whole multiverse. And so that's why you're traveling the multiverse. Is Tasha, Mordecai, and Illustrial are sending you to get these parts of the 7 rods to put it back together so you can stop Vecna, who is his ultimate plan is to, in a sense, undo the multiverse and recreate it in his image, and pretty much have him become the ultimate supreme god of the whole multiverse. In a sense, the multiverse itself. So he wants to recreate it in his image and be able to bend everything and everyone to his will. So that's why you're going across all these different campaign settings across the planes to get this legendary artifact so you can actually stop him. So this adventure is like I said, definitely epic in proportion and epic in scope, because hey, we were 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons, and so I can relate to this because I was introduced to D&D over 30 just over 30 years ago, with the starter set for a second edition. And I remember the little box set with that big red dragon that's kind of pouncing at you. So that's how I was introduced to D&D just over 30 years ago, and I've been playing on and off for those 30 years. So I can remember second edition. I was introduced to when third edition came out, and of course friends and I at the time were all up in roar about oh, we don't need third edition, everything's fine the way it is. But once we got playing, it's oh, hey, this is actually good and everything. Of course they of course then upgraded it with the 3.5 edition, and of course the 4th edition came out, and I never got a chance to play 4th edition. So I know I have heard a lot of people give hate to 4th edition and everything. So I can't say whether it's good or bad because I haven't played it, so I can't really say one way or the other. Now I have played 5th edition, and so this is what this book is set for, is in the latest edition of 5th edition. So I mean, you could probably tweak it if you're still playing in 3rd edition or 4th edition, but it's going to take a little extra legwork on the DM to be able to do that and everything. So it's already pre-written and everything for you to just jump right in with the 5th edition rules and everything. So, and of course, like I said, this is pretty much in celebration of 50 years of D&D. So like I said, epic in scope, epic adventure. You're traveling the multiverse. You're trying to save the multiverse from one of, if not the OG villain of D&D, because he's been, in a sense, in all the editions of D&D, whether like all the way from first, second, all the way up into fifth and everything now. So this is definitely a good way to pretty much like the end campaign to end all campaigns type of deal, and that's how epic it is. So like with doing I've actually done a flip through of this, and like you're going to like this is like uh, an epic adventure. There's no other way to describe it. It's like you're probably going to enjoy it and everything. So like now I'll end with like I would probably like love to see Matt Mercer and his Critical Role group pull one of these off this off on his channel and everything. So like I mean, I don't know like if people can get this out to say like, hey, look, get Matt Mercer and his group to do this and everything. So like I guess I'll leave that with a call to action to see if we can get the most popular D&D group to be able to do this